I am online and I am live streaming as usual. And I know that I have some patrons, I have some well wishers, and I have some supporters. And last night I promised that I would do good work, but today my physique, my body and mind is not going well, and that is why I am unable to do the boardwalk, and the next day I shall do it. However, somebody told me to deal with WH questions, how to frame WH questions, and somebody asked me to deal with corporate English. Whatever may be the case, I will do serially, and I have started WH questions. Hello, my viewer, one who have joined my class, please tell your friends that I am online, I am live streaming, and they should join my class to be benefited with how to frame questions. You know that while you are doing a question, you must know the formula, you must know the method of how to frame a question, how to make a question. There are some cases where you should not use auxiliary verbs while framing a question. Just visit my class and you will be very much benefited. I know. I can promise. My first, my name is Sukumar Moiragi. Welcome to my channel and easy step to English grammar. And I worked as an assistant teacher in a high school, in a government high school for more than 38 years. And from my classroom teaching experience, I am sharing my experience to, or I am sharing my experience with you. And I fervently hope that all of you Dilip Verma is responding that I am know very well English, but Mr. Verma, this is not the correct sentence. You should write, I know English very well. Subject plus verb plus adverb or adverbial. Subject plus verb plus object plus adverb or adverbial. And that is why just don't take it otherwise. I am telling you that English has a clear tense system, and English is very easy language that you can understand. So, however, whatever may be the case, those who have joined, please like, comment, share, and subscribe my channel, An Easy Step to English. If you think that this lesson is going to benefit you, okay? You see that speaking English in business, in marketing, in communicating with your friends, relatives, or facing an interview is always essential or is very necessary for all of you. And that is why I am giving this service to you. And if you are benefited, I know that I shall be highly blessed, nothing else. However, first of all, let us take what. What is an interrogative word which is used in different ways. For example, you should know Suresh is laughing. Suresh is laughing. And the teacher wants to know the cause of his laughing. Suresh is laughing and the teacher wants to know why Suresh is laughing. Okay? And you have been asked to frame a question. You have been asked to frame a question. For example, what should be the question? What makes you laugh, Suresh? Here you cannot say, what does make you laugh, Suresh? It is a wrong expression. Because when you are going to, what? Please answer my question, sir. What is your question, sir? I can only speak Korean. Will you understand, sir? No. No, my dear friend, I can't understand Korean. And you have joined my class. I am fortunate enough. And I hope that you are going to learn English apart from Korean. Korean is also a very good language, but I hope that you will learn English too. There will be no problem if you follow my class. So, what is an interrogative word and what makes you laugh? What makes you laugh? And the answer lies in the content. And what is the answer? The answer is, it is laughing, or he is laughing, and just you want to know the reason of his laughing, or the teacher wants to know the reason of his laughing. So, what makes you laugh? What makes you laugh? That means, what is the reason of your laughing? When you want to get the subject by asking, you should not use auxiliary verb. If you make a sentence, what does make you laugh? It is a wrong expression. Remember that you are getting the subject only. How old are you, sir? I am 69 years old. I am 69 years old and I retired in the year 2016. And I joined my high school in 1980. And that is why, from my vast experience, I am giving you or sharing with you my ideas. Okay? However, another expression that I am going to tell you. Ritesh is crying. Ritesh is crying for something, whatever may be the cause. Ritesh is a little boy and he is crying. And you want to know the reason. You want to know the reason. So, you may ask the question, you may ask Ritesh the question, what are you crying for, Ritesh? What are you crying for, Ritesh? And you should know that what for means why. What for means why. So, what for means why. And you see that you have started the sentence with what, but you have placed the preposition for at the last of the sentence. So what for means why. Clear? Okay. Next question, what by content? Another, I am dealing with what? What by content? For example, something has happened to you. Something has happened to you. Okay? I ask you about the thing. I asked you about the thing. Now, the question may be, what has happened to you? What has happened to you? It is in the present perfect tense, and the auxiliary verb is has, and happened is the past participle form. So, what has happened to you? So, when there is auxiliary verb, you can use auxiliary verb, and you will have to observe the tense, because English has a clear tense system. Clear tense system. When you use present tense, you know that each tense has four forms: indefinite, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous. And here I have used present perfect tense. And those who have joined my class, attended my class, I know that they will like, comment, and subscribe by pressing the bell icon. And every night I am giving you a lesson. Somebody last night asked me to deal with WH questions, and that is why I am doing it. Clear? Another question. You are doing your homework. You are doing your homework or home task. I ask you about your work. I ask you about your work. What are you doing now? The question is, what are you doing now? It is in the present continuous tense. You see that WH word plus auxiliary verb. Remember it. Remember the formula. Remember the method. WH word, generally, it is the general method. WH word, auxiliary verb, plus subject, plus principal verb, plus other things, adverbs, adverbials, etc. What are you doing now? Now is an adverb. Are is the auxiliary verb, and doing is also the present continuous tense. So I have given you the use of what. Okay. Now my second word is which. Which is more specific than what. Remember that which is a word, it is also an interrogative pronoun. Which is a word which is more specific than what. As for example, I am giving you some examples. There are many books on the table. I like the book written by Anton Chekhov. There are many books on the table. I like the book written by Anton Chekhov. Clear? And you have been asked to frame a question with which, then what should be the question? Question should be which of the books? Which of the books on the table do you like? You see that which is a WH word and do is an auxiliary verb, then subject you, and then the finite verb like. So which of the books on the table do you like? Clear? Another example, which by content. I have already mentioned that which is more particular, which is more specific than what? Which by content. There are five Mr. Banerjees in our office. There are 5 Mr. Banerjees in our office. You want to meet Mr. Banerjee with a bald head, then you have been asked to frame a question with which. Which of the 5 Mr. Banerjees, which of the 5 Mr. Banerjees in our office do you want to meet? So which is the WH word? Do is an auxiliary verb, you is subject, and want is finite verb. So which of the 5 Mr. Banerjees in our office do you want to meet? I have already mentioned that which is more particular, more specific than what. Which by content. Another example I am giving you. He had 2 books in his bag. He had 2 books in his bag. One of the books had been stolen. One of the books had been stolen. And if you are asked to frame a question with which, it will be which of the 2 books, which of the 2 books in his bag had been stolen. Which of the 2 books in his bag had been stolen. However, tonight I have dealt with what and which, and next night I will deal with when and where, and better late than never. I usually take my dinner at 11 o'clock at night, and then I live stream only for you. And I hope that all of you will join my class, attend my class, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thanking all of you. Good night. Stay safe. Stay well.